Grand rising, everyone. It is your shaman, your sister in spirit, and your friend Alesha here. And today we are going to be talking about affirmations. I wanted to give a shout out to my brother in spirit, Cody, for bringing this topic up. It is a great topic to talk on. And we are going to be talking about it from a couple of different perspectives, mainly from a shamanic perspective. But the shamanic perspective is also going to bleed into other truths, I'm sure. So before we get started, I'm going to go through a few announcements as always. Donation days start tomorrow. There is a link on my Calendly site where you can schedule 45 minutes with me for the price of a donation, whatever that means for you. It is my way of giving back. It's my way of opening up my space, opening up my time to just sit and be with people. All of these sessions currently are going to be through Zoom. And I'm just really excited to see who schedules. So like if I've been on your mind, if I've been in your dreams, if things have been coming up where you're interested in spending some time talking about some things that are going on, wanting to make a breakthrough, this is going to be the time to do it. So please bless my schedule by showing up. You never know what kind of magic can be created by us taking a simple step towards what we want to do. Okay. So foghorns, donation day starts tomorrow and it's going to last a week. Okay. I do have my day retreat at my home planned. It's going to be on June 25th from 11 to 7, and it is my healing play day. So this is for people who are looking for some healing work, but taking the work out of it. I really want to show how healing can be more about playing. I'm tired of working. And I think a lot of us are really tired of taking that viewpoint, to using that word. It's tiring. And I don't think that it has to be that tiring. Such a powerful offering. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited. So please put it on your schedule. We're going to have food. I'm going to make some energy infused food. It's going to be so good. We're going to do some face painting. We're going to do some cards. We're going to play with our intuition and our imagination. We're going to get into some movement. We are going to do a lot of stuff. Sorry, I never know which way to point. Yeah, right? Like, what is this adulthood stuff? Why has it turned into everything has to be work? I don't believe it has to be that way. And so I'm going to invite a new way of self-healing through the process of play. Woohoo! It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. All right. My last announcement is that, oh, it didn't pop up. The Chakra Journey with Anthony and Devin is going to be this Saturday at 7 over at Empowered Yoga, which is in Steubenville. Please come hang out. We're going to do some movement. We're going to do some journeying. And of course, all of that is going to be supported by Anthony's amazing meditation music. So come out and experience this trifecta, like this awesomeness. Honestly, I'm going to get real for a second. Devin and I have been talking about collaborating for a very long time. I have known Devin I graduated massage therapy school in 2017, 2018. Went to Thailand, met Devin. We taught yoga, and she has just been a part of my journey since. And I love her yoga. Her yoga has always allowed me to not just move my body, not just connect to my physical body, but connect to my emotions, connect to my energy. She really is great. So to be able to finally do this with somebody that I love and I respect, is an honor to work alongside her. So if you guys have time Saturday at 7 p.m. to come out, please do. Alrighty, so let's get into the topic today. Why do affirmations work? Autumn's here. Hey, Autumn. So nice to have you here. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about affirmations. Okay. So why do affirmations work? And again, I'm going to be talking about this through a shamanic perspective and also through a coaching perspective as well. All right. So let's get into the story of it. Right. Whenever we're small and we are navigating life, we have people in our lives that show up and say, this is crystal, fluorite. This is fluorite. Yeah. This is mom. And then whatever energy comes with that. Hairpin. You are. I am. So what we do with these kids is we create identities. We give names, we give words, we give energy to things. And as little innocent, pure beings, we just go with the flow. We do what we're told, right? Because these are the people that are protecting us. These are the people that are guiding us, that are teaching us. These are our teachers, right? Our parents are our first gurus. Period. Whatever kind of guru it is. They're going to be teaching us very valuable lessons, no matter what perspective you choose. And one of the very first foundational lessons that they teach us is ego, is identity. Okay? How do I identify? And what does it mean? Now, the great thing about affirmations is that we are continuing the cycle of human creation, because ultimately that is what affirmations are. They're words to help us identify and to put grounding to this reality that we live on. It helps us feel safe, right? This is dangerous. This is safe. This is not safe. But isn't it interesting how each of us are going to be raised with different understandings of what is safe, what is not safe, what is a mother, what is a father? All of us are going to have different understandings of that based off of what we were told and who we were told that thing is. And what if I told you that you have the power to practice, to use something that our brain naturally has, which is neuroplasticity, to totally rearrange, totally rewrite, totally recreate, to totally reinvent yourself and your understanding of the world around you? Now, a lot of the times affirmations are basically I am statements, but we can also take it to the next level and say that affirmation statements can also be you are. Because as our parents were talking to us, indoctrinating us, teaching us these things, they were saying, you are. So one way to use affirmations, okay, is going to be looking in a mirror and looking at yourself and saying, you are this. Okay? Very powerful way to use it, because that's how we got invited to identity anyway. You are amazing. I love you. You're so smart. You're so kind. I love the way you do that, right? But then as we step away from the perfect reflection of us, which are our parents or other humans or members in our community, we step away and we say, yes, I am. And we give them, we've now handed over our power to say, I'm working with that identity. Yeah. He told me that. She told me that. She told me I was ugly. Yeah, I am. And then we look in the mirror or we lay in bed and we just constantly allow those affirmations, allow those identities that others have given us to create our reality. Okay. Now we really need to get into the nitty gritty of it because at the end of the day, affirmations really, without any kind of action, are just thoughts. And what are thoughts? Thoughts are cars passing on the road. Thoughts are clouds passing by in the sky, especially whenever we're in meditation, right? We don't need to identify with them. They're just electrical impulses that are going off in the brain, thought loops. Okay. So as we begin to rewrite our story, as we begin to rewrite our identity, we want to make sure that we follow through with action because when we follow through with action, then that is going to ground it even more, right? A wish is just a wish. It's just a wish until it turns into a dream, which a dream is whenever it begins to manifest in the psyche, right? Like we're now starting to create an imagination with it, create a scenario, a scene, and then it turns into a series of actions, which then turns into a goal, right? Dreams turn into goals, and then goals turn into viable steps that we can take in order to reach that goal. Okay, so affirmations are more in the wishing stage. Okay, and then we begin to add feeling to it. We begin to add imagination to it. We begin to add mirror work to it in order for it to begin to create steps to reach a goal of who we want to be. Okay, I hope that this is making sense. Now, the one thing that I want to bring in to this work is this. There's a bone inside of the head that looks like this. What do you guys think this looks like? Anybody? I think it looks like some kind of butterfly, personally. That's what I would say. A bat. I love that, Daniela. Butterfly, butterfly. We got answers coming in. Yeah. Isn't it fascinating that this bone here, and bat absolutely works. And actually, if you look up what bat is, what bat represents, it will tell you something. And I'll look that up afterwards. But what does the butterfly represent? The butterfly represents transformation. Okay. And so does the bat. So I just looked it up. Bat spirit animal is the symbol of rebirth, transformation, understanding pain, sorrow, observation. Moreover, the symbolism of bat, there is a seedling of new ideas, the ability to watch the invisible, the use of sound vibrations, secrets, and mysteries. Yes. Yes, Autumn. I love that. Change and metamorphosis, right? So we literally have a bone that sits here. Yeah. That represents, that is the exact same shape as life forms that exist on this planet that are external representations of change, metamorphosis, transformation, ideas. Yeah. And some of the major glands that work with the body also sit inside of this as well, which is powerful. This is a direct reflection of how absolutely capable you are of changing, and that the key to change sits up here in the mind. And so affirmations, by using I am statements, are going to be so useful. So let's talk about these I am statements, especially when we start using them. And I've talked to a lot of people about this. I am statements can be a little tricky at first, especially whenever we have very, very deep rooted belief systems. Yeah. When I saw this, I was like, this is amazing. It's amazing how our bodies will show us the truth of who we are when we just take the time to look at it, or simply when we get shown and reminded, right? Like, that's it. Somebody just had to remind you of how powerful you are, of how wise the body is, how it contains a lot of our secrets. So whenever we start doing affirmations, especially if you have very, very, very deep rooted belief systems, okay, the very deep rooted belief systems are going to be way dug down into the subconscious. So in terms of neuroplasticity and in terms of thought loops, they're just going to be firing off. Sometimes so much so that we don't even know that they're going. We don't even know that we're thinking them because they're just so deeply ingrained in us. It's like breathing. These thoughts are happening like the heart is beating. That's how natural they've become. So, whenever we begin saying affirmations that go against these belief systems, you're going to feel that resistance come up. Um, uh, so for me personally, because I love to share my story because I'm not, you know, because I do. One of my very deep-seated belief systems was that I'm unlovable. Okay, and I've talked about this a lot. That has a lot to do with my mother passing away. I knew that my mother was going to pass away. I had a dream. She didn't listen to me, right? So I thought that because I was not heard, was not listened to, I began indoctrinating myself as a kid. Like, no, everyone I love is going to die. Nobody loves me. Nobody loves me, from a kid. And that's okay, right? It's okay because I don't believe that anymore because I've used tools like affirmations. Okay. But going back into it, that was a very deep seated thought that I had in me. And so when I started practicing, I am lovable. It used to make me feel like I was going to throw up. I'm like, this is so not true. This goes against everything that I have taught myself. Okay? Now listen to that. This goes against everything I have taught and told myself. If I told you that this was the color, okay, you can't really see what color that is. Okay? If I told you that this was an amethyst, this is a citrine, by the way. Okay? If I told you this was an amethyst, and every time this is my amethyst. This is my amethyst. This is my amethyst. Okay? And I do this for 20 years. 20 years. Every day, I remind you that this is an amethyst. And then one day, I tell you, this is a citrine. What are you going to say? What is your brain automatically going to do? No, it's not. That's an amethyst. It's like, no, this is a citrine. No, it's not. It's an amethyst. Okay. So you're going to feel that pushback. So, how do we work with that pushback here? We get honest with ourselves. Our brains are logical, they're not irrational. All right. So, the tool that we would use here is I'm relearning that this is a citrine. And that hits differently. Even when I say that, it hits my body differently. It's like, oh, I am learning that. I am learning that. Yeah, because I don't believe that, but I'm learning to believe that. So we want to use tools like this. That doesn't feel right. I am learning that I am lovable. Oh, okay. I am finding things that I love about myself. That feels nice. Okay. I am finding things that other people love about me. Yeah, that feels nice. Okay. Things that are easily digestible, using the body's reaction to gauge how deep these things. Ooh, I love that. I'm becoming more lovable. Oh, yeah. I love that. Thank you. This is what affirmation work is. Now, because these thought loops, the average human being has approximately 50 to 60,000 thoughts going off in their mind per day. Let me say that one more time. 50 to 60,000 thoughts are going off in your mind per day. How many of those are you actually aware of? I don't know. That's up to you to gauge. 80% of them, though, are negative, research has shown. 80% of 50,000 thoughts are negative, worrisome. That's a lot. That is a lot. We don't really take the time to sit down in silence and think about, or not even think about, simply listen to the thoughts that are going off in our heads, the worry, the fear, the self-hatred, the self-loathing that we simply picked up from where? From our friends, from our teachers, from our parents who were angry, had a moment of anger. It's very important that we have those moments. This is why meditation is powerful. And this is why a lot of people don't like meditation. A lot of people don't like meditation because they have to face really what's going on in their head. But I'm here to reassure you that the things that are going on in your head, they're not that serious. They feel serious, but they're not, especially whenever you can step outside of them, to not identify with them, and to pretend like they're just a piece of paper. Oh, that's just a piece of paper. It's not me. This is not me. This is something separate of me. And that is how we can look at our thoughts, that they're completely separate from you. They're just things that are happening inside of your human experience. Yeah. So when you meditate, know that you're going to hear a lot of those things. 50,000 to 60,000 thoughts. And people know it. I'm hungry. Am I done? Do I still have to lay here? I have to do laundry. I didn't do this. What are they thinking? Oh my gosh. And it'll just come up and pour out and come up and pour out. And then what you get to do is say, whoa, that's fascinating. That's interesting. I did not know that was in there. I think I want to change that. Okay, how do we change it? Through affirmations, through getting ourselves into nice, relaxed states and changing the dialogue. And then also, again, taking the action that fits this new dialogue, right? If my thought process is, I am unlovable, what is the action? Not just the affirmation, what is the action that follows that as well? That's only up to me to decide for me. Yeah. And that's up for you to decide for you. For me, loving myself has a lot to do with how I hold my body. Yeah. So rather than this, which is me covering myself because I don't love myself, I walk like I love myself. So I drop my shoulders back and down. I relax my body. I lift up my gaze. I lift up my chest. And I walk like I love myself. I walk gently. Mainly because for me, I have found that whenever I hold tension in my body, I'm usually holding my breath. Yeah. And so I want to invite more space, more relaxation, more room to breathe. Because whenever we're holding on to tension, we're holding on to something. And my job in even using affirmations in the first place is to let go of those old belief systems that I have, my old programs. And I need to create space so that way I can invite new things in. Does that make sense when I say that? And so for me, the easiest way to control that is to release the tension in my body. Okay. Even when I'm sitting, how can I sit like I love myself? Like I love my body, like I love my mind, like I'm confident. It's going to be different. It has been different for me. Okay. So when are the best times to use affirmations? The best time to use to really work with neuroplasticity is going to be when you first wake up and when you are falling asleep. Why? Because those are the states that you are most relaxed. So you can see why throughout the day, I also invite others to, because that theta state, that state when you are kind of in a trance, kind of in a flow, those are going to be the states where your brain is a lot more open and calm to receive new information. Think about if you're starting a new job. Think about if you're learning something new in general, right? In school, say you go back to school, it's going to be more difficult to retain information if you're sitting there stressing. Have you ever seen a child do that? Or another adult? I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm panicking and I'm overthinking things, as compared to, I'm going to sit back and like try to absorb this information. Yeah. We don't want to be in that processing state when we do affirmations, because our mind's thinking. How can we put something inside of something that's stirring? We want it to be calm. And usually right before bed or right when we wake up is that space. Does that make sense? Otherwise, I love having my affirmations all over my house. So if you go into my restroom, which a lot of, or my bathroom where my clients will use, you'll see my affirmations up on my mirror. I don't mind. I don't mind. Maybe they'll resonate for you, you know? I have them all over the walls of my bedroom. I have them as backgrounds on my phone. They're everywhere and they work. It's amazing how they work, because I'm doing subliminal messaging for myself, which is what a lot of marketing teams on this planet do anyway, right? Like, let's get real. There's subliminal messaging everywhere that we go to try to entice us to buy products, to involve ourselves in activities. So why don't we just use what a lot of people already know for ourselves? Why don't we go ahead and indoctrinate ourselves with love, with who we are becoming? You can do that. You have that power. That is what a creative being is, right? Being a creator, being in your God or goddess essence. It's not about flying and flying and astral traveling all over the place. It's about understanding that you can change you. You have that power to change who you are. You can. And sometimes it can feel really, really difficult. And I understand that, especially whenever you are in situations, environments, jobs, in relationships, and things that don't even invite peace into your life. It can be hard to change. It's hard to cultivate peace and change inside of an environment that is chaotic. Okay. So let us work on cultivating space, expansion, moments of peace. Let us and use those moments of peace when we're ready. When we're ready, it doesn't have to be immediate. Okay. I needed months of peace before I could even start using that peace for play. Like, I'm finally in a place of peace. Let me play here. Not work to change, play to change. Practice peace. And then the play will come. It'll happen naturally, because at the essence, at the source of all of who we are, we're just a bunch of kids. We're just a bunch of kids who got told that life was supposed to be this way. And it doesn't have to be. It doesn't. Nikki. Hi, Nikki. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, I'm so glad. Michelle. Yeah. I look forward to meeting you as well. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. I love hopping on and spending time with all of you. Creating our own energy and not just being a victim of our environment. It's a lesson to learn every day, to be the generator of our own state of being. Yeah. Yeah, we have that power by making choices, right? Because thoughts without choices are wishes without goals. Yeah? Thank you. So are you. So are all of you that have tuned in today. I am so honored to share this, to deposit some love into you today. Um, do not forget that within you are secrets that tell you and remind you of who you really are and what you're really capable of doing. Do not forget that you are completely capable of changing your thoughts. But first, you have to face them. You got to face your thoughts. And I promise you, your thoughts aren't as heavy and as serious as you think. Okay? They can feel that way. And sometimes we do have to have emotional purges in order to process things. I'm not saying that your thoughts don't matter. They do. They matter a lot. They are so important, which is why we were here today talking about why affirmations are also important. Because the things that you tell yourself are the things that you end up believing. And sometimes the things that you tell yourself aren't even true. They're not true. And I am here loving you, reminding you that you are amazing, you are lovable, you are worthy. You are worthy of peace. You are capable beyond measure. Okay? You're powerful. And that I love you all. And I hope always for your healing journey to be supported and loved. And it is. I know that it is. My brain runs like hamsters on a wheel. Yeah, mine does too. The other tip that I would love to give, if you go on YouTube, this is something that my family did for a while, my uncle and my uncles and my cousins and we would share these motivational videos on YouTube. So for the days that I could not find positivity, I could not find the motivational, inspirational words for self, I would wake up and listen to a YouTube video of somebody already doing that for me. Okay? So don't be afraid to do that. Abraham Hicks, great stuff. Just inspirational YouTube videos, great stuff. Okay? Use the support that you have. These are just simple ideas. Very simple things will make a huge difference in your life. Okay? And it's okay that your brain runs like that. All of ours do. That's the point of the brain. The brain is here to think. That's what it's here to do. It's here to create, to think things up, to problem solve. And it's a gift until it's not, right? And then what we do is we lean into feeling and we lean into relaxation because this planet is all about duality. So we just got to get the hamster to take a little snack, to take a little nap. And we have to entice it to do so. Or we have to distract it from the wheel. Come over here instead. Listen to this instead. Think this instead. Let's try. Let's see what happens. And that is that playfulness. Why don't you try this? Come over here. Ooh. Look at this rock. What does it mean? What color is it? Where do I put it on my body? Do you see what I mean? Like, and I love crystals. I think the power of crystals is very real. Okay. Just based off of vibration and frequency alone, the color of it is a very specific vibration and frequency, right? Get out of your head. Let's do something else. Let's hold this rock. Ooh, what's it feel like? So now I'm not thinking about all of the worries of my day. Now my focus is touching, being with something. Yeah. Something that makes me feel good. Something that stimulates my imagination and creativity. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. I love you all. And I'll be on Friday. Come hang out with me, Devin, and Anthony on Saturday for the chakra journey. Okay. Schedule your appointment for your donation days. It starts tomorrow. It's on my Calendly account. Okay. It says donation days. There are times up there for people to hop on a 45-minute Zoom call with me just to sit and chat. No harm, no foul. Like, Let's get to know each other. Let's get together. My healing play day retreat at my house, there are only 7 spots. Okay. 7 spots to come hang out with me for the day, eat some good food, face paint, get into movement, get into how healing can not feel like work, but how it can feel like fun. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be a great time. Evelyn is really excited. Throwing that out there. All right. Distract the hamster. And I love you too. Peace and love, everyone.